Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you are watching this video, and welcome back to Great Adventure, one of our home parks. Can't wait to get back here, especially after that terrible day I had the last time, so hopefully we can make this a redemption day with a lot more rides. Same amount of crowds. We can see basically nobody preferred, and basically the same thing in general, so crowds should definitely not be an issue though. What was surprising though was seeing El Toro testing as we got into the parking lot, so that is very cool that they can finally get that back open. So hopefully we can finally get back on that after a long hiatus of not getting on that. But without further ado, let's get right into the park. Once again, let in at the opening time of 10:30. Now we can continue our flash dash, except not really flash dash anymore since they're not exactly holding. So right now it's called the flash mildly paced brisk walk. Yeah, that's where we're heading to now, of course, just so we can get it out of the way so we're not waiting 30 minutes for it. So we will be back with our rides on Flash. Yet another 2 back-to-back rides here on Flash, and somehow both of them being in the back row. So initially we got the second train of the day in the back row, but just our luck, someone happened to be a single rider in that back row. So lucked out very much so in the back row. And I really appreciated those back rows, especially on the spike there, which I have a newfound appreciation for, just because I didn't really get too much of the spike on the first few rides, but now 11 rides in, that does hit a little bit more. Of course, cannot beat the stall in the back row, especially the whip going forward out of the element into the double up here. It's just amazing. What I haven't been able to talk about is the roll here. It's kind of dizzying, actually. You get all like messed up, especially going forwards and then immediately going on it backwards. So the reason I do be able to get back-to-back rows is because I'm a single today, but not today because we do have a special guest. Hello, Mom's Hand. How was your ride on Flash?
It was good. I normally don't like going backwards on roller coasters, but I just focused on the Flash symbol in front of me and it was fine. I had a really good ride in the back row.
Absolutely. Mom isn't really known to go on any coasters with a lot of inversions, so when we go to Canada's Wonderland next year, I don't expect her to do Alpine Fury because there's 8 inversions on that coaster. So yeah, that's gonna be a no from her. But Flash here, she can kind of tolerate, but only maybe 1 or 2 rides. But with Toro testing, I assure you that's where we are heading to next, just to get that out of the way, since it has been a while since we have ridden that. Quick change as we're passing by into the El Toro Plaza. We got a new game here by the old saloon. Pretty cool. They also typically do live entertainment here at Wicked Saloon, although that's probably a weekends only thing. And of course, you know, with the busy schedule I have, unable to come here at weekends, so would not be able to see any live entertainment at the saloon there. But El Toro was listed open on the app. Have not heard any movement at all, so let's hope that's a good sign or not, but we'll just have to go over there to find out. Very good sign. El Mercado is open. It was not open last time, only because, well, El Toro was not going to open that day, so as long as this shop is open, I'm positive this should be open at least sometime today. Maybe not coming up here, but sometime today. And the theories are true, no trash can means it is open. So, after I don't know how long, it is finally time to get back on El Toro.
12 seconds later.
Never mind, it's down. So I'm just gonna sit here until the ride reopens. Man, I love the value of patience, because about 10 minutes later they started testing, and 2 trains later they have opened the line. So let's finally hop a ride back here on El Toro. Think you love El Toro? Well, think again. How's 20 rides for you? Yeah, I bet, bet not the average person can get that. That for sure makes up for last visit, and I'm sure I would have gotten maybe 5 or 8 last time, but that just absolutely makes up for it. Of course, since in order to get those 20 rides, we had to have like a walk-on, so that means most of the trains were a little bit empty and a little bit sluggish. Also a little bit rattly, just because we didn't have a lot of train weight to make it fast and kind of weigh it down. But either way, I can deal with it, especially in one of those non-wheel seats, which I stayed on for most of the time. Absolutely cannot get over this ride, and absolutely missed it from last time. Hopefully they can keep this open and operating consistently for most of the year. So good, we're gonna buy a shirt. Remember that shirt I said a few months ago? That design right there, we're gonna get that. Also, for some reason, I do not have a Toro shirt, so what a good way to get a Toro shirt with this design right here. Another interesting thing here at El Mercado is they still have a 50th anniversary set, as well as a set with a Kingda Ka pin on it. Very, very interesting, especially since it has the new Six Flags logo on it. It has been about 2 weeks since our last visit, and when these were all natural wood, now they have been painted brown to kind of fit in with the area, as well as that little divot right there, because that was also painted brown. So what a difference 2 weeks makes. Despite getting 20 rides on Toro, it is only natural to continue our routine and head to Medusa next. Let's hop a ride. Just the one ride on Medusa. Running pretty solid, although there was this kind of weird pothole in between the vertical loop and the dive loop. I was on the right side, so I don't know how that usually affects it. I'm usually sitting on the right side of the train, but either way, really good first half. Of course, second half is hindered, but you know, that's just typical until they turn the trims off. But really solid ride here on Medusa. So around on the old boardwalk now. Definitely think this area needs an upgrade. It has been kind of stuck in the 90s a little bit, but right up here, that is something special going on. So let's take a look over the fence right over there. There we are. We are peeking in between the fence right now. We have wait, hold on. If we can get this focused. If I can find it again. There we go. We have active construction site where the Kingda Ka and Green Lantern plots were. I mean, progress for 2026, and it's a very good start. Just hope they can ramp this up a little more with the extent of this project is going to be. Still got some remnants from 4th of July here on Main Street. although it is July 16th, so don't know how long these will last on Main Street, but pretty cool nonetheless. It is always important to get some liquids into your system, especially on a hot day like this, and especially for me after my 20 ride Toro marathon. Haven't gotten a lot of lemonade in my system today, so very important to get some refreshments. Much needed refreshment in our season bottle, which is interesting because in 1 week we are going to Six Flags America and we can use these exact bottles at America, which is really cool with the merged Six Flags chain, although it's kind of weird since we have to buy 2 separate bottles for the different legacy chain parks, but it's worth it, I would say. Alright, Nitro has been lifted from its curse from last time. It is actually open, so this is going to be another one of those redemption rides today.
Train green. All clear. All clear. All clear to get out of here. Enjoy your ride on Nitro. Bye-bye. What a beautiful...
Holy D-Train! I've heard that D-Train is the best train on the ride, and I can see why now. That was the best Nitro ride of the year. First half, first 2 elements, like the first drop, and then the triangular element, as I can describe it, were as usual. But then it started to pick up on the first Camelback. I knew that it started to fly at that point. So we go through the layout as usual. Helix, intense as always, but then we basically glide through the trims. Granted, the trims were still on, but basically glided through them and absolutely got yeeted off the mid-course. And that finale was absolutely incredible on D-Train. Wish I could get more rides, but as we can see, or as we can not see, but the line was out there, so it was quite a wait. But that was because they are on Phantom 1 train ops, as we can see by the other train empty right over there. So really wish I could get more D-Train rides, but I'll take what I can get. Something unfortunate about a hot day like today is that Log Flume and Roaring Rapids are not open, which again, on a hot day like today, is not really that good. Now, as per usual, Devil was cycling empties when I was waiting for the Nitro line. But the good thing about today, as we can see by Mom Hand right here, we got a free locker, so we don't have to pay for lockers for this ride. So when this opens, hopefully we can get a few rides on this.
A few moments later.
One snack break later, there has been little to no movement here at Jersey Devil, so we're just gonna move on. Although I do want to note this, it has a sponsor now. This is Jersey Devil, presented by M&M's. Cool, I guess. I guess they got to get their money for the all-park passport to get reimbursed for that. But yeah, it's fine. Well, we were planning on doing Justice League next, but judging by this Wonder Woman line right here, it might not be the greatest idea to do it next. Although it does not hurt to check. Okay, just a random fountain outside of the Justice League entrance. Interesting. Alright, let's see if this line isn't too bad. Definitely not. Moving on. So after not doing Justice League, we were walking by a Flash queue, and there is nothing in the queue house or the extended queue over on that side, so we're gonna hop a midday ride on this. Anytime you see a line at Flash like that, take advantage. I tacked on 4 more rides in this ride set, only because I went around the queue twice, but got 2 rides in each of those sets, if that makes sense. You know, after 15 rides, I still cannot decide whether this is a front or back row ride. I really like the punchiness of the front row. You get more airtime on the double up in the front row, but in the back you get more of the spike there, and a lot of positive G's in that turnaround element right there. So this can be either front or back, just depending on how I'm feeling that day. But either way, really good ride set here on Flash. Now, after a ride set like that, you would think that would be it, but nope. We're gonna head over to Toro to get one final ride set in over there. Oh yeah, let's end this day off with a bang. What a way to end out this fantastic day with 5 more rides here on El Toro, boosting the ride count just today to 25, which is absolutely unheard of. Total ride count for this year is 50, so just recently got my 50th ride. It was also really good. Row 17 as usual. Non-wheel seat makes it the smoothest that it ever is. Definitely sped up ever since the morning, since we got more train weight, a lot more people here. Still a walk on, so was able to very easily get the 5 rides that I needed. But overall, that was just incredible and much better visit than yesterday. At this point, we're going to start making our way towards the exit. That is going to just about do it from Redemption Day here at Great Adventure. Much better of a day than it was last time. So happy I can get back on El Toro, as you can probably see by that amazing ride count that we had. I have no idea when the next vlogged visit will be. I might come with a few friends, but I won't be vlogging then, so it'll be up in the air for when we actually come back here on this channel. But with that being said, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments section down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and of course, subscribe for more theme park content. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.